Greetings, YouTube. So today, me and my little monkey are going to be doing a reaction stream to the Nintendo Direct on February 9th of 2022. It sounds like they are supposed to be kind of telling us what games we can expect for, you know, kind of the start of the year, which we're already in the second month, so I'm kind of curious to see how far they actually go. I know Nintendo Directs are pretty notorious for the fact that they say that it's going to be like, oh, for the beginning of the year, and then they sit there and put stuff for like, November, December, and then, even throwing out some hints of like 2023. So we will see how much they stick with the beginning of the year theme for this. But yeah, so I'm excited to do this little reaction to the Nintendo Direct. And this video is going to be no face cam because I have my monkey with me because, we're early in the day. And so, yeah, looks like we're hopping on into it. Alrighty, so right now I am not getting any audio. There we go. Alright, so I think the sound volume is good. Probably turn it down just a little bit. Oh, interesting. New Fire Emblem 3 Warriors? I'm assuming it's a fighting game for 3 houses.
I will not allow it to perish with you.
Okay, yeah, we got some Violets showing up there. Got some Edelgard.
I seek to destroy the irrational power structure that shackles Fodlan.
If the kingdom is ever to part ways with our bloody past, this is the path we must walk.
I have ambitions, Edelgard.
Oh yeah? What do you think about this, Evie? I'm not so big of a fan of the Warriors fighting games that they do, because I know that they did like Hyrule Warriors and that kind of stuff. I'm not like super into these big, kind of like mass combat ones where it's just like you're playing as one person taking out wave after wave after wave of enemies.
Now that I know,
You're not a fan of it either?
I won't make the same mistake again.
But anyways, before this started, I was saying that this is no camera just because I gotta hang out with the monkey, kind of take care of her because it's during the day. It's a much earlier stream than I typically do. So, but yeah, that's kind of where we're sitting.
You are prepared to do whatever that you must.
Hello everyone, I'm Shinya Takahashi and I'll be your guide for today's Nintendo Direct. What you just
That's kind of
saw
sad. I was
the
hoping they were
trailer
going
for
to actually be
Emblem
announcing
Warriors
a new
3
Fire
first
Emblem game, but
we hope you'll look forward
we got
to
a lot of
different
Nintendo
stories
Direct
set
left,
in the
so
same universe
here's
as
to
Fire
hoping.
Emblem 3 Houses. Let's see the first batch of Nintendo Switch headlines.
The Orange Star Nation needs you. We've got
Alright, so
more
this is
intel
one
on
that
the Advance Wars 1+2
I,
boot camp game.
I have
In the
no
first campaign,
real,
Advance Wars, you'll advise a colorful cast of commanding
I don't
officers.
know. I don't
who will
have
use their
any
abilities
experience
in vibrant
with these
turn-based
games, so
battles. Each
there's
commanding
not
officer
really
is now
much hype for me. I
voiced,
think the
bringing
art style
even
looks
more
kind of
charm to
cute,
these
but
characters.
You're gonna get hurt.
I don't know.
Another full
It's gonna have to
campaign
do a lot
awaits
to kind
in
of
Advance
get me
Wars
in on
2
it.
Black Hole Rising. More commanding officers and more diverse terrain can be leveraged for additional tactical opportunities, like blasting through pipelines to cross into enemy territory. In both campaigns, you can fast-forward gameplay and reset your turns for a smoother tactical experience. Flex your strategic
What do you
muscles
think? Are you
outside
liking
of
this
both
art style, Monkey?
campaigns
Is
with
that
additional modes.
what you're saying?
Go for high scores in the war
Yeah?
room. Create and share custom maps in the design room.
Oh, bless you.
Or battle friends and frenemies in local and online multiplayer.
I know a lot of people
Advance Wars
are
1+2
excited
Reboot
for that.
Camp
I guess
marches onto the Nintendo
Advance
Switch
Wars
system
is kind of
April 8th.
a older
Pre-orders
game
are available
that a
now
lot of
on
people are happy to
Nintendo
see
eShop.
coming back.
Explore an infinite
Okay.
universe.
Not necessarily another
In No
one
Man's
that
Sky,
I'm excited for,
every
but
star is the
I
light
know a
of
lot
a
of people
distant
are big fans of No Man's Sky,
Each
so
orbited by planets
I'm
teeming
sure
with
some
life.
people will be excited to be able to
Travel to
take this with
planets
them
of
on the
your
Switch.
choosing in this
Kind of
infinite,
curious to see
procedurally
how
generated
it'll
universe.
necessarily perform,
Here,
just
you'll
because
discover extraordinary
I mean, I guess
lands
it's probably
and
not a
creatures that have never
super
been
intensive
seen
game,
before
but just
and may
I feel
never
like the
be seen
Nintendo
again.
Switch, you know, as it is,
To
kind of chugs
survive,
with some games.
You must craft your
I'm
own
curious to
tools
see how well
and
it'll be
even
able to
your own place
handle
to
No
live.
Man's Sky.
In this living and breathing universe, trade convoys travel between stars. Factions vie for territory. Pirates hunt unwary travelers. And the authorities are ever watchful. Your journey may be fraught with danger, and actions have consequences. Traitor, fighter, explorer. How will you live in this universe? No Man's Sky lands on Nintendo Switch this summer.
Interesting that it's summer, but they don't have like an actual release date. I wonder what the wiggle room they're looking at on that is. Oh, no way! Dude, when was the last time we had a Nintendo, like we got Mario Strikers? Like, goodness gracious, Nintendo's been sitting here on the tennis or the golf, and I've been waiting for the Strikers. Like, I remember playing the absolute crap out of this back in the Nintendo 64 days.
Mario Strikers Battle League.
What a cool name. I love the armor they had everybody in. That looked really cool.
Heavy on offense. Aim for goals by dribbling and passing to teammates.
I feel like the field looks a lot smaller than I remember it being. I don't know, that could just be memory of me remembering it being so much larger.
The main rule in this sport is to rule the field. Try to score more goals than your opponents. There are two things to keep in mind that'll help you with your strategies. First, the gear you equip.
Okay, we got some gear. Interesting. That's not necessarily something I was expecting for this.
And pass accuracy.
Oh man, give you a bunch of different stats. What the heck?
The Hyper Strike.
So we got the Hyper Strike, which I'm pretty sure. Oh, I know.
And charge it while your opponents are distracted.
And that's slow-mo. That's got to be super annoying if you're playing with multiple people. Slowing down the game like that.
Up to 8 players, 4 players on each team can compete against each other on one Nintendo Switch system.
Ooh, 8 players. Damn.
In addition to individual matches, online play will have an online club mode. Join an in-game club
Hopefully
and
the
compete for placement in the rankings. Up to
hopefully the
20
Nintendo
players
Online
join
can
a
handle
club.
the
So
8
create
players
your
all trying
own
to play in a
and
match. I
invite friends
know
and family to play alongside
it definitely tends to
or join an
struggle with
existing
that
one
Nintendo
owned by
Online.
other
You get a lot of
players.
sync issues and
Try
that
to
kind of stuff, so I'm
become
curious to
the
see
world's top
how
club
successful a game like Mario Strikers can be with that many
with
people.
items.
Because I know Mario Golf, you know, yeah, it had a bunch of people and that kind of thing, but it's not necessarily one where, you know, sync comes into a factor unless you're playing the speed golf.
Launches on Nintendo Switch June 10th. Pre-orders begin
Oh, June
today
10th.
on
Holy crap, that's way
Nintendo
sooner than I was
eShop.
expecting. So far, they're doing a good job of actually sticking to this, you know, earlier bit of the year.
Anything goes battle soccer game. Next, please take a look at this.
Alright, what do we got? Something new. Captions are way behind. What do we got going? We got helicopter. Okay, Splatoon. Interesting. I'm curious to see if we get like an actual release date for this, because I know a lot of people were super hyped about this. Are you hyped about it? Oh yeah? You feeling this? feeling the action? Okay, so we're... I can't tell if they're showing off, I couldn't tell if that was a map feature or if that was an item right there. But, I'm not the best with, tech. I think we're showing items. Okay, interesting. So you gotta kind of team up to take it out before it can do some crazy damage. See, this is looking more so along the lines of like a, like missions rather than multiplayer content, which I was kind of expecting them to show off. It's actually kind of really interesting to look at more of just like a, I don't want to necessarily say campaign because that doesn't feel like it fits for this game, but you know, like a non-multiplayer or like a non-versus multiplayer where it looks like you're kind of teaming up to go against the level. Oh yeah, you got lots of feelings on it, monkey. You're silly. Oh, that's a big boy. Okay, okay.
That was the trailer for the co-op mode in the Splatoon 3 game, the next wave of Salmon Run. A giant salmonid, one that's never been seen before, was also spotted at the end of the trailer. Will the Inklings and Octolings ink or swim? Splatoon 3 will
Okay,
launch
what
this
else?
summer.
What else they got
Hope
for
you'll look
us?
forward to future updates. Let's move on to more Nintendo Switch headlines.
Fonzers at the ready.
Monsters at the ready. What is this? Wanzers, that doesn't ring a bell for me.
A full remake of the first Front Mission game is storming
Okay.
onto Nintendo Switch.
It's the
In this
newer,
tactical
or it's a
RPG,
remake
you'll
of the
pilot
one.
weaponized machines called Fonzers and
Man,
lead
at first
your
from that
battalion to
cutscene,
victory.
or I guess kind of like little animated intro that they were showing us, I was like, damn, we're really pushing the limits of what we've seen the Switch do so far, like graphics wise. But now this kind of seems a bit more what I would expect to see from like the Switch.
Uncover the great storyline of this classic when Front
Okay,
Mission
okay,
1
so we're getting
Remake launches on
in
Nintendo
two
Switch
different
this summer.
remakes.
And in the future, the sequel, Front Mission 2 Remake, will also launch on Nintendo Switch. Get set for a high-octane Disney and Pixar combat
interesting.
racer.
From
the creators of the
kind of
Asphalt
surprised
series
that anybody would
comes
want
rip-roaring racing action
to,
across Disney
you know,
and Pixar
go in
inspired
against,
racetracks. Race as
you
a
know, just
legendary roster of
Mario
characters
Kart. Like
on
that's
high-speed circuits,
still one of their
using
best-selling
each one's
games.
special abilities
Yeah, I
to
know,
battle
right?
for
It's pretty
victory
impressive. All these
across
years
the
later, it's
finish
still
line.
way up there.
Choose Mickey Mouse for symphonic
So
speed.
it's kind of weird to
Sully for
see
monstrous power,
Disney and
or
Pixar
Mulan
making a
for
run at it too
explosive
over on
maneuvers.
the Switch.
Each racer also possesses powerful ultimate skills, perfect
Oh
for
wow,
turning the
really?
tables at
Got
the
a lot,
last
got a lot of
second.
thoughts on that.
Disney Speedstorm is a free-to-play game with new seasons added regularly, bringing more exciting
I wonder
Disney
because
and
it
Pixar
is
characters,
coming out on
circuits, carts, and more.
because it is coming out on the Switch. I
Plus,
wonder how much of
cross-platform play, as well as
wonder how much of
online multiplayer modes.
Mario Kart kind of
Disney
systems are
Speedstorm
going to end up
races
being in
onto
there.
Nintendo Switch this summer. Dive into these classic franchises on Nintendo Switch.
Alright.
Unleash the power of the
Okay,
Force
so
in
it
this
looks like
classic
we're
Star Wars action adventure.
putting Force
As
Unleashed
Darth Vader's
onto
secret apprentice,
the Switch.
you'll use devastating force powers and lightsaber combos.
That's
to
another one.
down Jedi Masters
Another one of those
on
ones that I
iconic
feel like is
planets.
going to
Upgrade abilities like
kind of,
force grip and force
I
repulse,
feel like that'll
then
push
combine
the
them for
Switch
even
really
more
to
destructive
its
combos.
limits, which is funny to say considering
Use
this is
button
like a
controls or
Xbox
opt for
360
motion
game,
controls
so you know we're
enhanced from
talking
the original
generations
Wii
ago at this point.
You can also duel locally
But
with a friend to
I mean,
determine
shoot,
who
this is
the
going to
galaxy's
be
most powerful Jedi.
pretty big
Star
for the
Wars
Switch. I feel
Force
like
Unleashed launches on Nintendo Switch April 20th.
I'm trying to
Pre-orders
sit here
begin
and
today
tell
on
if
Nintendo eShop. The complete saga of legendary
Oh
assassin
man, and we're going Assassin's Creed?
Ezio da
Holy
Frenzy
crap.
awaits in
Yeah,
three
Switch is
critically
really
acclaimed
trying to
Assassin's Creed
capture all
games.
those 360 games, huh?
Explore Renaissance
I wonder if
Italy
this is
and
just them
16th
kind of
century
figuring out that, like,
Constantinople.
oh, the
Interact with
360,
historical
that's,
figures and
it's
discover
about the
secrets of
technology the
Creed
Switch
across 3
runs
games,
right now.
2 bonus short films, and
It's really hard to tell. I'm trying to
Plus,
see
take
if
advantage
these are,
of
like,
enhanced features
new...
for the Nintendo
Okay, so
Switch
this
system
is
on the
how it
go,
looks on Switch.
including touchscreen controls,
Interesting.
HD rumble, and optimized
Because
on-screen display.
I was really wondering if they're just, like,
Assassin's
showing
Creed:
old
The Ezio
footage,
Collection
because it's
launches on Nintendo Switch
it's
February
going to be
17th.
really interesting to see,
Pilot mobile suits
you know,
in
just whether,
dynamic action RPG battles.
okay, Gundam game, interesting,
Strange
interesting.
incidents called breaks are occurring
I'm curious to
across the
see,
Gundam
you know,
universe.
both with the
Find out
Force
what's
Unleashed
causing
and
them
the
and restore the proper
Ezio
timeline.
collection coming
You'll lead
over. I
3
wonder
mobile
how
suits in
much those
battle.
are going to look different
Enhance
from,
each suit with
you know, the
parts to
console
improve their
play.
power. You can also battle alongside friends in online co-op multiplayer. SD Gundam Battle
You wonder about that too,
Alliance
Monkey?
launches on Nintendo Switch this year. Two worlds cross in the triumphant return of this RPG classic. A remaster of the acclaimed RPG Chrono Cross is coming to the
I'm guessing
Nintendo
this
Switch
is
system.
another, like, one of the older
fateful
Chrono
day,
Triggers.
the protagonist Surge wanders into an alternate world.
Yeah, this is the fun part for
Though
me
it somewhat
of the
resembles his
Nintendo
home
Switch,
world, he
especially
finds
when
that
they
he
sit
no
here and they
longer
pull all of
exists here.
these
How
older
did this
games that I'm
happen?
not familiar with
What is this
to, like,
mysterious
this console.
another world?
Because it's
Travel
like,
back
it's
and
totally
forth
something
between
that
both worlds to
I can
unravel
get
the
into,
story.
you know, like, this
Over
is
40 characters can
it's
join your
available
party.
to me now. Like,
Depending on
it's
the
so hard to
choices you
track
make,
down these, like,
the
older
allies who
games and, like,
accompany
play
you,
them
and
on
the
these older
endings that
systems.
trigger.
But when they bring them to the new systems like this,
A number of
it's just
improvements
super
have been
exciting.
made to this remaster, like the ability to turn off enemy encounters and a newly
I'm
enhanced
hoping
soundtrack.
that,
Plus,
you know, with
Radical
these
Dreamers,
games coming out
originally released
on,
the Satellaview, is included.
you know, like the newer console, I hope that we just
Experience
keep
the
getting some of these
origins
old
of
games,
Chrono
because
Cross in
it gives
this
me a chance to play a
text-based
lot of these
adventure.
games that I didn't play when I was,
Chrono Cross, the
you know, grown
Radical
up.
Dreamers Edition, dashes and slashes its way onto Nintendo Switch April 7th. Pre-orders begin today on Nintendo eShop.
April 7th. I feel like for the most part we haven't gotten a bunch of, like, actual dates, and so far it's been a lot of, you know, summer, which is exciting to see, just because I feel like, you know, like, populating the Switch with a bunch of these games is definitely fun. I'm really curious to see how this new Kirby is. I'm not like the biggest on Kirby. Like, every time I've played Kirby it's been fun, but like this one just looks so different from, like, other Kirby games. Oh my goodness, it turned into... That's a little bit disturbing, but also really cute.
It's Kirby's latest unforgettable 3D platforming
Yeah, this
adventure.
looks...
Kirby and the Forgotten
It's so interesting,
Land.
because, like, they're
It
pulling
all
off
takes
cute,
place
but
in a
also, like,
mysterious world with an
post-apocalyptic,
unusual
so
mix
it's
of
a really
nature and
weird mix.
civilization. To rescue the
I'm
kidnapped
just...
Waddle Dees,
I don't know,
Kirby
I'm
sets off
so
on a new
curious to
adventure.
see what exactly this game is going to be.
Introducing
Like, I don't necessarily think that Kirby is known for its
Mouthful
story or that kind of thing, but,
Inhale a car
like, this
to
is the first
zoom
time I've
around.
probably ever been like, but what's the story behind Kirby? Because, like,
A
my
vending
god, do I
machine
want to
with
just
chocolate
figure out
juice
why
cans.
Kirby is wandering through this post-apocalyptic, beautiful landscape.
Or become a piercing cone. With Mouthful mode, new actions will be available for Kirby.
This is really
depending
cute
on the
watching him
object
turn
he
into all this different
inhales.
stuff.
Enjoy exploring with new moves different from copy abilities.
You know, I'm honestly surprised that we haven't
Kirby
had
can even
more
weaponize a
recent
mouthful
Kirby
of
games,
water,
just because of, like,
this.
how well, you know, you
As
have all
Kirby
these other
rescues Waddle
Nintendo
Dees, Waddle
properties
Dee Town will
doing, and
continue
it just
to
kind of
grow,
seems
and
like
more
you
resources
could
will
definitely get, like, a
become
good
available.
puzzle going with, you know, Kirby's ability to turn into different things and, like, traverse
At Waddle
through
Dee's
land.
weapon shop, familiar copy abilities can be evolved.
Man, we got some level ups, we got some improvements.
Evolve copy abilities
Oh, holy
to
crap.
expand Kirby's range
Yeah,
of
he's, like,
attacks.
straight up getting some, like, RPG levels in here.
They'll also change Kirby's appearance and make him even more powerful.
Yeah, absolutely insane. Kirby's just going ham up in here.
Abilities may have stronger evolved forms. new adventure awaits our pink puffball. Who are the Beast Pack? What are these enemies trying to do? Can Kirby restore peace to this world? Kirby and the Forgotten Land launches on the Nintendo Switch system March 25th.
Oh wow.
Pre-orders are
March
available
25th.
now
That
on Nintendo eShop.
That's kind of crazy. I definitely was not expecting it to be this soon. That is absolutely bonkers.
Please look forward to its release. Let's take a look at some more Nintendo Switch headlines.
You know, I think one of my favorite things about the Nintendo Direct presentations is just how excited the presenters always look. Damn, they gave him a beefy voice. Holy crap.
That's right, Otani-san. MLB The Show is coming to Nintendo Switch. That means you can play modes like Road to the Show and Diamond Dynasty on your Nintendo Switch. But that's not all. You can even play Exhibition with a single Joy-Con controller. With cross progression, you can also earn and use content on any platform where MLB The Show 22 is available. And take your progress on the go with you
so that's kind of cool.
on
You can,
Nintendo Switch.
you know, keep your progress.
MLB The Show 22
That's actually really nice. That's a feature that I wish more games would have, because it's so convenient being able to go out and play your Switch, you know, like while you're traveling or you're not staying at home, and then to have the progress like go back to your main console that you play on. That's a dream right there. That's cool.
You're gonna have your hands full of games with these collections.
All right, what else they got for us? We're about 20 minutes in. They said it was going to be about 40. Oh,
and the Remind DLC.
Every
entry
is
coming to Nintendo.
You know, it's honestly one of those that I'm kind of surprised that Kingdom Hearts hasn't made its way over yet. But this is, like I was saying earlier, just getting those, you know, older games that I like played a little bit but didn't have a bunch of access to, and like getting them on this new like system. That way I can actually play them. That's pretty exciting.
All 3 game collections soars onto Nintendo Switch tomorrow. Each collection's cloud version will also be individually available.
I wonder if that's going to be one of those. They said the 3 of them collection.
Is coming to Nintendo
So I wonder
Switch.
how much of that,
Across dreamy side
like, is that straight up like, are we talking like a legendary edition situation where you get the 3 of them like all included, or is it just that like all 3 of them are coming to the Switch? I'm definitely curious to see about that.
Also, Klonoa 2 is included.
Are you curious to see about that too?
Adventures when Klonoa Fantasy Reverie series.
Are you gonna play Kingdom Hearts? I hear the story's pretty complicated. I don't know if you could handle it.
We're so glad you're here. Come here,
Oh wow.
Either way, you're in for a puzzling treat.
Well, that's pretty crazy.
Games, the portal gun is your key to surviving imprisonment.
This continues that whole 360 era of games, you know, come into the Switch.
Still unconfirmed. You can pass through portals, and so can cubes, lasers, and robots with unnerving levels of personality.
Is that turret going crazy?
In local,
Ooh.
online, and
Portal and Portal 2.
modes.
Awesome.
And that part's no lie. Neither is the sentient robot monitoring your every move when Portal Companion Collection.
Oh, and it's both of them together also. That's super cool. I really like these bundles that we're doing. Not doing like the full price, you know, for one old game. Instead, we're kind of sitting here, we're getting, you know, like, I'm fine paying $60 for both of those games, you know? But like $60 for like just Portal, like, yeah, that's a tough sell. Alright, what are we looking at? Not what I'm familiar with, but I mean the art style looks cute. Okay, that explains a lot. We popped into an overseas debut. Okay.
Makes its overseas debut, now in HD 2D. Multiple stories featuring different protagonists and time periods await. The order in which you tackle them is up to you.
Kind of interesting seeing like how different these characters all look. Like
the Wild West, a wanderer with a bounty on his head fights for his life.
Like, I don't know, it looks like we got like a bunch of different like stories happening here.
Searches for a worthy successor. Twilight of Edo, Japan. a shinobi undertakes an important secret mission. Present day, a martial artist strives to become the strongest there ever was. The near future, a youth with psychic powers takes a stand against evil. The distant future, a newly built robot is swept up in a tragedy in space. What other stories are on the horizon?
It's definitely, I don't know, like, I am curious to see, you know, if that would be my kind of game, but,
Nintendo Switch July 22nd.
yes.
Pre-orders begin today on Nintendo
I like that they're giving dates for these games, and I like that they're bringing a lot of older games, like, forward so that we can actually play them on, like, current consoles, because it's the hardest thing in the world to get old consoles and be able to play the games.
It's a new iteration of the Wii Sports series. Nintendo Switch Sports. Please take a look.
Here are the sports
That's,
included in the
Nintendo Switch Sports. I like the new little marketing. We're not Wii Sports anymore.
Tennis. Rally by gently swinging the Joy-Con.
You know, that's something I never considered, I guess, when they had all those, like, super popular Wii games. It's just the fact that when you hit new, you know, consoles and that kind of thing, you can't necessarily call it, you know, a Wii, blah, 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 and build off the popularity that the Wii managed to get with all these sports games.
Sports are joining the lineup.
You know, which is honestly kind of,
Use a gigantic ball to make
kind of a
dynamic
sad
plays.
thing, just because of the success that the Wii sports
Enjoy
games did
matches
have.
with Joy-Con controllers to shoot and perform diving headers.
But, you know, it is Nintendo, so I am certain that they won't have any problems getting people back into these games.
You can play shootout mode with intuitive kicking motions. Badminton.
That Joy-Con being attached to the leg is kind of a,
Left and right while keeping the
it's kind of a
shuttlecock
weird
in
one.
the
I know
air.
that they've done that for, like,
Unleash powerful smash
a couple
shots
different
to
things
gain
at
the
this
upper
point.
hand.
You know, like with, what was it called? Wii Fit?
Finally, volleyball.
Or, like, you know, you had, like, the
Use a
different stuff you
Joy-Con
do with the
controller to
Joy-Con.
serve,
But, like, actually having, like, a little
bump,
attachment to put on your thigh is kind of interesting.
and spike the ball. The game supports local play with family and friends on one Nintendo Switch system.
Okay,
as
so
well as online
looks like we're
play
kind of seeing
across
what
all
games we
sports.
got here.
Play against friends online, or opt
That's
for
interesting.
random
That's actually
matchmaking.
more than I was
The more
expecting
you
from
win,
this one.
the tougher the players you'll face.
I think it's
Try
smart
taking
that,
on this
you know,
challenge.
we saw, you know, obviously right now bowling is making a comeback.
What's that? Since I'm already here,
I was
I'd
kind of
like to
surprised
show you
that
some
they didn't
gameplay
have
on
golf
one of the
attached to
other
that,
sports.
but I wonder if they just know how big golf is going to be, and they just plan to add that later to like a different one. That way you know, they can
Wow,
teach you
Mr.
to buy it
Koizumi.
again.
I can see you're ready to play. All right, I'll play some volleyball online together with Mr. Koizumi. Do you have your wrist strap ready?
Yes, of course. I've got plenty of space around me as well.
All right, let's start. We'll be including some live commentary throughout our match.
All right,
I do think volleyball being added is it's definitely an interesting one because it's one that
What can we expect today
I
from
guess
the Takahashi
is
Koizumi
weird
team?
that now that I'm thinking about it, I can't remember.
It's Koizumi to serve.
I don't think they
Takahashi
had
in front.
a Wii Sports volleyball, so it's
We
interesting
begin with Koizumi
because like
serving.
it feels like it would fit
How
so
will the
well for that
opposing
Wii
team
Sports
react?
feel.
Takahashi makes the block. Another one's coming. Koizumi saves it. A setup in the air, and here comes the spike. The other team saves it and fights back.
This seems like a really weird breakdown to kind of
Takahashi
take up a
didn't
bit
quite
more
get it in
time. I don't
time.
necessarily know
Alright, well, it's okay.
if we
It's okay.
needed
Game's not over.
a live demonstration
Now
of
the
how
other team
easy it
serves.
was to play volleyball
Koizumi
on
receives
the
it.
system.
Takahashi sets it up, and Koizumi spikes, but it goes right toward the opponent. Here's another attack. Now's their chance. They get the ball, and with the setup from Koizumi, Takahashi scores! They got a point with that fierce spike.
Woo! Let's stop our match here.
After all, we were in the middle of a presentation. All right, I'll be leaving now.
That was an introduction to Nintendo Switch Sports.
Let's see, we got 10 minutes left in this presentation, more than likely.
April 29th.
Oh, April 29th. Okay, so they have done a very good job of keeping with this beginning of the year. I definitely was not expecting that. Definitely didn't get them that credit earlier. I was expecting this to be classic, where
that lets you enjoy golf.
Okay, golf's added this fall. Interesting. I wonder if that's going to be like a DLC, or is that going to be like a free upgrade?
You can all enjoy playing online. We'll be having an online playtest before the game launches to evaluate various technical aspects.
Yeah, this is going to definitely going to be a stress test on the Nintendo Online services.
Membership on the dates shown on screen. For those of you interested, please visit the official Nintendo website for more details.
Tennis is a good one to test out how their stuff works.
That's all I have for now about Nintendo Switch Sports.
Alright, what else you guys got for us? We're in the back half now.
A few more Nintendo Switch
We're looking at, that final fourth. I want something big to end. What do you guys think the odds are we end on like a
The latest
I don't know, like a Breath of the Wild 2 or something. Is that too ambitious, guys?
Set in Omiko City, the sacred town for
I feel like I want a hint of it. At least give me some Zelda something, like give me like a remastered Wind Waker or something. That'd be cool.
Gurenge, Feel Special, and Racing into the Night. And that's not all.
Like I just like something to tide me over,
The Legend of Zelda is included. That's 76 songs total. Plus, take advantage of a practice mode to replay sections of songs as many times as you'd like. New modes have also been added for everyone to enjoy. Put on a live concert with up to 4 players in
game seems cute. Definitely holds zero interest to me.
Great Drum Toy War. Drum to your heart's content.
It's hard because I was just about to say that, oh, maybe this should have been a front half of the presentation, that way we can kind of end strong, but I feel like the front was mostly, them talking about, like, old games that are coming to the Switch. So, like, I guess, it's like, this is a new product, so,
with these Nintendo Switch games?
Throw in the back half.
The brand new
I am
RPG game,
very,
Triangle
very
Strategy
excited for
is
this
almost
one.
here.
So, I'm like cautiously optimistic because, I'm not gonna lie, I got a little monkey here, and so I did not manage to get through the first one because of all the time that I felt like I needed to grind to like level up. And I ended up falling out of that one. So I'm hoping that this one is less grind heavy, and it seems, at least from stuff that they've shown us so far, that it is more story driven.
Awaits in the paid DLC Cuphead: The Delicious Last Course. Here, you'll explore a brand new Inkwell Isle. Defeat a bevy of new bosses with wild personalities and even wilder attacks. The clever Miss Chalice is a new playable character. Take down fearsome foes with her double jumps, rolling dodges, and more. Cuphead,
I'm not a big like difficult game fan, so like Cuphead never was one that I really played. Ooh, a free update to Metroid Dread. I don't know why I was so excited about that. Also haven't played Metroid Dread, even though everybody says it's pretty dang good. I have just kind of heard that it's a little bit difficult, and as I was previously saying, I'm not the biggest difficult game fan. So
and for players new to the Metroid
I'm definitely excited for anybody who is liking Metroid Dread. It's always cool when you get free updates, get content added to a game that you purchased, increasing its lifespan, kind of getting that longevity up.
Boss rush mode, in which you'll battle bosses continuously, one at a time. Something's bound for Nintendo Switch.
Alright, so we got more Nintendo Switch Online stuff. What are we adding? Okay, Earthbound, interesting. Man, they just, they're really wanting to hammer home that point that I said earlier. of just pulling these older games to the newer consoles. That way, you know, people like me who never got a chance to play them, you know, actually have that chance. Which, you know, like, hey, Nintendo, I appreciate you, because that puts you and Xbox as, you know, making it a lot easier to play those older games. Like, PlayStation, I'm looking at you, like, when am I going to be able to play my Champions of Norath on the newest console? Like, you can't even buy that game on Steam. I need ways to be able to play it. That's not me having to buy the game again for over $100. Pretty please. Can we normalize putting old games on newer consoles? Like, that would be appreciated. You know, I feel like this style of game is perfect because
Earthbound and Earthbound Beginnings will
I
be added to
think
Nintendo
that
Switch Online
we
later
have this
today.
like love for like that retro like look. So I think actually bringing back like retro games that have that like look and feel is, you know, it's just going to be like a great business decision. What do we got going on here? Okay, so we just throwing up some games that are going to be popping up. All right. Aren't necessarily ones that I'm. God, man, some of these art styles actually look really cool, and I find it really interesting how they, you know, use all these like different art styles to get around just the limitations of the Switch. I'm honestly, I love seeing Lego games on the Switch. Like, that feels like such a perfect marriage. Like, definitely seems like they fit.
What did you think?
Right, what else you guys got for us? We're sitting here
Many of you
about
have been
4
enjoying
minutes,
Mario Kart 8
now
Deluxe
3 minutes
games
until
since
we
its launch
hit,
in
you know, all the way
2017.
through.
So, we've been working on remastering select courses from across the Mario
Okay.
Kart series, and we'll be releasing
Talking
them
about
as
Mario
paid
Kart 8.
downloadable content.
Is
Take a
this
look
gonna be a
at
new
this
Mario
trailer.
Kart, guys? Okay, nope. Got some paid downloadable content. I mean, I guess new maps are pretty cool. That's it's definitely, you know, adding longevity, kind of increasing the lifespan. You know, I guess his GTA method of the game's still selling, why make a new one? Am I right? Okay, that's cool.
This is the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pack.
I'm gonna sit there and add some. Oh man!
Past Mario Kart games.
Holy crap! They're just gonna add a bunch of new courses. That's fun. That's really fun.
That's 48
And by new courses, I mean they're adding old courses to the new game, which, you know, awesome. I like it.
Coconut Mall.
I'm not
Choco Mountain.
I'm super curious to see like how some of these older courses like look and feel.
Of course, you can play these courses.
Because like especially
locally
bumping up
and
some of the ones from like the Nintendo 64, like that had to have been a lot of effort to like go in and revamp those to, you know, look good on this system.
The first wave of the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass will launch March 18th. Pre-orders begin today.
You know, honestly, like that that honestly doesn't feel that bad. 48 new maps for $25.
With a
Like,
Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion
that's
pack membership. Or purchase the
that's
Mario Kart 8
rather
Deluxe
interesting.
Booster Course Pass on its own.
Okay, last announcement.
How was that?
You know, we're sitting here, we're almost on.
Courses in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. This next segment will be our last announcement.
All right, what do
Please
we
take a look.
got going? Okay, last one. Art style wise, I'm hoping this is a Fire Emblem. I told you guys at the beginning, I want a new Fire Emblem. Please give it to me. Let this be Fire Emblem.
That's the way of our
Okay,
world.
this doesn't look like Fire Emblem, guys.
Ionios.
Tell me,
Maybe
what would possess you to side with them?
We're fighting because there are
what's the
enemies to
series?
kill.
This looks familiar.
I knew it. I saw this coming.
God, some of these weapons are gigantic.
Fine for you, isn't it? All that time you've got.
You could try
We're
to
all playing
move
the
forward
flute.
together.
Interesting.
Our lives so snuffing little do you.
They're not your friends anymore. They're his few.
Sword march. The land pierced by a
Kind of
great
looking
sword.
like an open world, which is fun. Also playing as a bunch of different
It's the
characters.
only way you're gonna defeat the real enemy.
Yeah, we got a squad. We got some team ups happening.
Whatever life is lost,
Definitely
I won't
fun.
let you soldier it all alone. What good filling up these flickering clocks in our eyes? It'll never replace the friends we've lost. The flame clock.
Yeah,
it
like
has to go.
we not seen a trailer for this already. I feel like I
this world.
remember seeing a trailer for it.
Without a trace.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure they had shown us a trailer for... Oh no, maybe it was... I think it might have been one of the older ones that we had had a trailer for previously. Okay, so they did do the classic of, like, their one big thing is like, hey, it's not coming out during the first bit of the year, but we're going to put it out at the end of the year. Or, you know, back half of the year. Still pretty close to the first front.
That's all for today's
But,
Nintendo Direct.
Yeah, no,
Thank you for watching.
that's pretty awesome. So I think overall, I think that gets a pretty hype response from me. Possibly solely off of the fact that, like, I guess Hope, it's done a pretty, you're not, it's done a pretty good job of, you know, adding, you know, a lot of older games that are going to be, you know, coming to the Switch. So it kind of gives me hope that we're going to keep seeing these older games make their way over, which I think would be, you know, pretty awesome. But you know, I think that Mario Strikers, that's a pretty big one. I myself am not necessarily the biggest fan of Mario Kart, but I know that was also a huge announcement. So I think in general, pretty good Direct, and yeah, I think that I think that the beginning of this year for Nintendo is going to be way stronger than I would have told you yesterday. Like, they honestly had a lot more going on for the first half of the year than I was expecting. But yeah, I appreciate you guys coming in, checking out, you know, the live stream, checking out the channel. I would appreciate if while you're here, you you know, liked, commented, subscribed, followed, you know, all the things on all the platforms. We stream over on Twitch at twitch.tv/GlintingRuffian. VODs go up on YouTube, and those are also edited down a bit more to where they're, you know, typical YouTube videos, and that's over at the GlintingRuffian YouTube channel. We also do highlights over on the TikTok channel, which is also GlintingRuffian. And then last but not least, follow me on Twitter, where I tweet over at GlintingRuffian. But I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with me and my little baby monkey. And yeah, we will see you guys later. Goodbye.